So now we have seen what chemical potential is, what its definition is, and now we'll see how does it vary with temperature and pressure. Okay. So variation of chemical potential with temperature. We'll see variation with temperature. Variation of mu with temperature. Okay. What is mu? Mu or mu I is equal to dou G by dou Ni at constant pressure, temperature, and now let's just write N. Pressure, constant pressure, temperature, and number of moles. Okay. So we have to see the variation of mu with temperature. So what will we do? We'll differentiate this with respect to temperature. That is dou mu I by dou T at constant pressure and number of moles. Okay. Will be equal to dou by dou T of dou G by dou Ni at constant pressure, temperature N, and this will be at constant pressure and N. Okay. So G, what is G? G is free energy. What type of a property is G? It's an extensive property as well as a state function. Since G is a state function, Euler's reciprocity relation holds. That means the order of differentiation is immaterial. Okay. This means since G is a state function, this implies dou square G by dou T dou Ni will be equal to dou square G by dou Ni dou T. The order of differentiation is immaterial. Whether we differentiate first with respect to Ni and then with respect to T, or first with respect to first with respect to T and then with respect to Ni, the answer would be the same. Okay. How does Euler's reciprocity relationship helps us here? Here we have dou square G by dou T dou Ni. So if Euler's reciprocity relation holds, this equation will be equal to dou by dou Ni of dou G by dou T, isn't it? Okay. The order of differentiation is immaterial. Here first we are differentiating with respect to Ni and then with respect to T. In this equation we are first differentiating with respect to T and then with respect to Ni. The order of differentiation being immaterial, these two are the same. Okay. How does that help? We can find the variation of G with temperature by making use of the equation for G, rather than differentiating this partial molar free energy with respect to temperature. We can differentiate dou G by dou T and then do the next differentiation. Okay. How will we do that? We have dG. Expression for dG is VdP minus SdT. Okay. From this, what is dou G by dou T? That will be at constant. Okay. From this, what is dou G by dou T? In order to find dou G by dou T, we have to keep this term constant. That is, at constant P will be equal to, this is 0, this becomes 0, dP is 0, hence this term becomes 0, and what is left is minus S. Dou G by dou T at constant pressure is minus S. What were we attempting to find? Dou mu I by dou T at constant pressure and the number of moles, the composition. Okay. This is dou by dou Ni of dou G by dou T at constant pressure and number of moles. Okay. The whole is at constant pressure, temperature and number of moles. So we have obtained dou G by dou T at constant pressure and number of moles as equal to minus S. So this term becomes dou S by dou Ni at constant pressure, temperature and number of moles. Okay. So we have seen from the definition of partial molar quantity as dou X by dou Ni at constant pressure, temperature and number of moles is equal to X bar I. So if X is the function, you have partial molar X, partial molar quantity. So now we have obtained dou S by dou Ni at constant pressure, temperature and number of moles, and that will be equal to the partial molar entropy. So from this we have the variation of mu I with temperature at constant pressure and N as equal to S bar I. Dou mu I by dou T at constant pressure and number of moles is equal to S bar I. How does the chemical potential vary with temperature? As equal to partial molar entropy. So how can you calculate partial molar entropy? By measuring the variation of chemical potential of the component with temperature, we can calculate the partial molar entropy of that component. That's how you determine partial molar entropy of a component. Partial molar entropy can be calculated by measuring the variation of chemical potential with temperature at constant pressure and composition. Okay. I forgot to put the minus sign. This is minus S bar I. The decrease in partial molar entropy will give you the variation of chemical potential with temperature. Okay. As chemical potential decreases with the increase of temperature. Chemical potential decreases with increase of temperature as seen from this equation. That's the variation of chemical potential with temperature. I forgot to put the minus sign. That's why there was a bit confusion. We obtained it as minus S. Therefore, we have to put minus over here also. That means we have the variation of chemical potential with temperature as equal to minus S bar I. Okay. S is always positive, isn't it? Entropy is always positive for spontaneous or natural processes. That means always chemical potential decreases with increase of temperature. Okay. Now let's see the variation of chemical potential with pressure. This is very simple if you have understood the variation of chemical potential with temperature. Variation of mu with pressure. Okay. Like before, we'll write what is mu. Mu I is equal to dou G by dou Ni at constant pressure, temperature and number of. To find the variation of mu with pressure, we'll differentiate d mu I by dou P at constant temperature, number of moles. This is equal to dou by dou P of dou G by dou Ni at constant pressure, temperature N, and this whole thing will be at constant temperature and N. Okay. Since G is a state function, the order of differentiation is immaterial. That means dou squared G by dou P dou Ni is equal to dou squared G by dou Ni dou P. Okay. This means I'll write this term again. Dou by dou P, that is dou squared G by dou P dou Ni is at constant T and N is equal to dou squared G by dou Ni dou P it will be at constant pressure, temperature and number of moles. In order to find, this can be written as dou by dou Ni of dou G by dou P at constant pressure, temperature and N. To find dou G by dou T, what will we do? We have dG, like before, dG is equal to VdP minus SdT. At constant temperature, dt is equal to 0 or dG is equal to VdP. From this, dou G by dou P at constant temperature will be equal to V. Okay, substituting this, we have this is equal to dou by dou Ni of dou G by dou T we obtained as V at constant pressure, temperature and number of moles. This is dou V by dou Ni at constant pressure, temperature and number of moles. What is this? This is, if V is substituted by X, this is partial molar property. And hence this is partial molar volume, V bar I. The variation of chemical potential, d mu I by dou P at constant temperature and N is equal to V bar I. So how will you measure partial molar volume of a component? By measuring the change in chemical potential with pressure at constant temperature and composition. Or in other words, the rate of change of chemical potential of a constituent with pressure at constant temperature is equal to the partial molar volume of I. The partial molar volume of I will give you the variation of chemical potential of a component with pressure at constant temperature and composition. Okay, now I'll consolidate this. We have dou X by dou Ni at constant temperature, pressure and number of moles is equal to X bar I. This is partial molar quantity. If X is equal to G, then this equation becomes mu is equal to dou G by dou Ni at constant temperature, pressure and N. This is the expression for chemical potential. Variation of chemical potential with temperature at constant pressure will give you the partial molar entropy minus partial molar entropy, and the variation of chemical potential with pressure at constant temperature will give you the partial molar volume. Okay, this is all about chemical potential and its variation with pressure and temperature.